Okay. Start off with some gun stuff. We got rockets and whatnots. Ooh, we do. Very fancy. Very much fancy. Alright, let's just go ahead and turn everything on here. Oh, I can't. Oh, let's get some power at least. I don't really want ripple fire. Just gonna leave that off. Okay. Radio, good. All these things, MGRS. ADF. Da. There it is. Alright, we go for light. Those there. Start 1, 2. Sounds like we're stable.
Howdy.
What's going on?
I'm getting better.
Oh, yeah?
I have a lot of questions though.
Okay.
A lot of things that don't make sense. I was able to deliver some bombs on target.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on the server now?
Yeah, my server's up. Yeah, I'm in a helicopter, but I can answer any questions you have. I'll be switching over to the A10 shortly. I'm just fooling around with helicopter right now.
I just have some questions, about some of these things.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's see.
How am I on fire? Oh, I dropped the flare. Did I? Jettison? Huh.
Do you use the dynamic slots, or you just go into?
You can pick the normal ones. I use the dynamic just for loading in like C-130s or H-60s or anything like that. So anything that I don't have on the map, that's what I use the dynamics for.
my first question is,
Sometimes I start in, like, I create like a mission or something, a fast mission, and you start in, and they always have the TGP turned off,
Yep.
and everything else is on. But
So it's
I try to,
automatically going to set that TGP to off, especially if you put on a loadout or something like that, or you mess with your loadout at all. It's just going to automatically turn it off. I don't know why it does, but it does. It just does. It just starts you off as, whatever.
so the remediation is just
hit the TGP switch on, right? And it should come on, right?
Yeah, so it takes a second, and then you'll see the TGP. It'll say TGP off, and then once you flip the switch on, it'll take it a second, and then it'll go to not timed out, and then it'll time out. It'll time in. That's what's going on.
Somebody bombed something.
Is that you dropping bombs?
Yeah, I was shooting rockets, trying to get my salvos figured out, but who needs them? I head towards heli targets now. Shoot some stuff with this thing. It's actually a pretty cool free mod.
It's a free aircraft.
Yep, it's the UH-60, and then you can download like kind of like an additive to it from their Discord, and it allows you to put rockets and guns on this thing, and it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
What I'm having a hard time is with the targeting computer. I can manipulate it to one point, and then I get stuck, and I can't move it out.
So, you're talking about the targeting pod?
Yeah, the TGP computer.
So, like your right MFD, you can move you're talking about moving the camera around, and then it gets stuck on a point?
Yeah, I can move it to a point, and then it kind of gets stuck. I can't get it out of there and recenter it back to follow my flight path, so I can try to find a new target.
So you can always, I know if you like put it onto a point or whatever, it will kind of lock onto stuff. So you can TMS down short, and it should take it out of point, and you should be able to pull it away from that. But you can also put it into standby, go to the top of the MFD and click standby and back to air to ground, and it'll kind of reset it. I know, TGPs can be a handful sometimes.
Yeah, getting these switches up and down, left and right and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get
Once you get that muscle memory, it's going to help out a lot, but getting there and just having the practice and everything, it takes a while. A lot of people don't understand that. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Ooh. Full tilt here. Turn that off for now. Almost there.
Blackout curtains installed. So I'm not fighting with that
Yeah.
anymore.
It's the only way to go. Just tooling around with the new mod for the 60. I got rockets and miniguns on it. Rockets and miniguns, so I'm just seeing how those pan out here. Get some seat time in this thing, which is pretty fun, honestly, for a free plane. I know it's not a fighter, but it's still fun. It is similar to GTA, but I promise you it's a lot harder to fly than it is in GTA in this thing. Ha! Oof. Get back in here.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Copy. Come on, baby. Copy that. I am almost finished with these things out here. Probably load into a 10. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Time to go. Like I'm just on a Sunday cruise.
Yeah, I got my targeting computer up now.
Okay.
Zoom in, zoom out.
Be careful flying to that site by yourself.
The artillery site.
Oh yeah. It's a little bit
Little hairy?
dangerous. Yeah.
Is there a better site I should go to?
I mean, if you don't want to risk dying immediately, you could probably go to waypoint 5. You look up to your HUD.
Airfield targets.
Yep. Those ones, there's some BTRs down there, but it's nothing crazy. That artillery site, I flew through it the other night trying to drop a CB-105, and I got hit by a flak cannon twice in a row. Blew my wing off twice. It's pretty gnarly if you don't have like 3 people. And the flak is the biggest part. I mean, it just shoots up in the air 10,000 feet and it'll start busting all around you.
I did create my own scenario today. You know,
Oh,
a quick
nice.
one, and
Yeah.
I had a heck of a good time. I really got some shots off. And I got hit a couple times. I managed to land. It was great.
See, that's all it takes. It's just finding a situation to give you the best amount of training. Whether it's, you know, super easy or super hard or whatever, what have you, it's still fun to do.
All right. So now how do I recenter my targeting pod to be directly in front of me? So I change my direction.
So you can either bore sight it, or you can stand by it and put it back to air to ground.
How do I bore sight it?
So at the top of the MFD, you'll see a B-S, something along those lines. In the top right corner of the MFD, you just hit that button,
Yeah.
and it should center it. What that
Oh.
does is it puts it straight off your bore.
Okay. Perfect. Now, once I mark a point with the targeting computer, targeting pod, how do I get the Mavericks to lock onto that themselves? You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to search for them.
So once you find something you want to shoot in your targeting pod, you're going to TMS up once short to make a point, and then you're going to TMS up long to hold, set a mark, what's called a, not a mark point, but a TMS up long to make that point sway basically. And then you switch to your Maverick and you slave it, China hat forward long, and it should go right to whatever that point is on. So whatever your TGP is TMS up long on, then that's what that Maverick will go to. It'll slave over to it. Once you select the Maverick, China hat forward long, it'll slave to whatever that TGP is looking at.
This is something on the runway. Something's burning.
I think I put a smoke out there. Whew. The prettiest, but it'll work. Sweet.
And which are the laser guided bombs?
So that's going to be anything that is, it'll tell you when you go to load it, like GBU 12, GBU 10s, I believe as well. And just when you go to load it, it will tell you laser guided bomb.
Okay.
So here's Mr. Panic.
Yeah. Can't stream today.
Aw,
Gotta watch the kiddos.
I gotcha.
Wife's pulling a double today.
Oof, make that money.
Yeah, you know, it's Christmas time.
That is a fact.
Yesterday was a good stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were having fun. Got a bunch of people in the server flying. We were having some fun. Like I caught an accidental munitions from a fellow flyer and got shot down.
Ooh, that'll happen.
Yeah, it was it was pretty funny. But we were going over the TGP and slaving, you know, targets and setting them at
Helping me out.
speed. Yeah, so he's just having a little bit of trouble getting what's on his TGP to coincide what the MAV is going to be looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah, and it does take a little bit of practice.
Rearming complete.
Once you learn how to target things with a TGP, then you got to learn how to remember to switch to your Maverick, and then slave it, basically.
well, first you have to remember to actually align your MAV screen.
Yes. You have to turn them on.
that is that, and you don't realize how many times I'm like, yeah, fire, like rifle. What the hell's going on? Yeah, I never selected the Mavs.
You have to select them and turn them on.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so those are the issues. But no, he was having an issue where he had everything set. It was just getting what was on his right TGP and then going over to his left MFD and forward China had long to slave that Mav to that target, and then once that target is there, moving the camera over to the next target, which is always an issue. It bounces around. And then you have to, TMS short, to lock on to the next target. It's a lot of, like you said, muscle memory.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it gets to be that way. Like when you first started kind of getting back in here, you're like, how are you rifling these things so fast? And it's like,
Yeah.
it becomes that memory of, rifle, as you're moving it around. And again, if you're close enough with those things, I always just, my first one, like I'm zoomed in on my HUD, my first one's always TGP. And if they're all close together and I can see them through the HUD, I'm going to start using the Maverick camera as best I can after that.
Well, and then the other thing was he was flying a little too close to the target, so he wasn't giving himself enough time to actually slew the Mav over to the next target before he was too close within range.
Yes, and that's another thing too. You got to have that run-in time.
And there it is. Okay, why is it not wiggling? Like too
to,
close?
You have to TMS up short on it. Make sure you lock it.
Yeah, that crosshair has to lock. There's always going to be like a little gap.
Yeah, it may slave to that target, but you still have to TMS up short with it to lock it, to fire it.
The crosshairs have to completely make a cross.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, wings. Dude, I couldn't. I'm still like with my mouth open. Do you know that Wings gifted me the Apache?
No.
Yeah, yesterday.
That's pretty sick.
He was flying the Apache. I'm like, oh man, that's cool as hell, man. I'm like, he was flying it, and I'm like, is that like the AC-130 where I could kind of jump in, be the front gunner, you be the pilot? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, oh man, I was like, I gotta try that. That seems pretty cool. I'm like, but do you need to have the module? He was like, you do. And I'm like, I'm like, well, that's my limitation right now. I was like, I'm kind of locked in with the A10 and the Caucasus map,
yeah.
And he's like, you're on Steam? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, send me your Steam ID. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I'm thinking, he just wants to be friends on Steam. And he's like, well, congratulations, you're a proud owner of an Apache. And I'm like, no.
Dang.
I was like, no, you didn't. And he's like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, bro, I was like, are you serious? I'm like, that, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, I would get it. It's not an issue. I'm like, I just, there are other things that I kind of wanted to work towards first. I'm like, but he was like, nope, we'll get you started. He was like, we'll start you off at gunner, get you all set up with your key binds and everything like that. And then once you got gunner, then we'll work on, flying. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
now's where it gets complicated. You're already kind of F-18, kind of A-10. Now you got a third one.
Yeah.
If you didn't have more before, but like me, I'm kind of slowly getting more seat time in the UH-60, and I downloaded the mod today where you could put, rockets and guns on there and stuff, and so it made it a little bit more fun, but I enjoy flying it. I think it's a blast, flying a helicopter, and now that I've started doing that, I'm still also trying to fly the C-130 and this plane and the F-16, so they start to pile up. I feel like I don't have enough time to fly everything.
Yes, and the thing is that I want to make sure that I master my craft,
Yeah.
Like I was watching, I forgot what it was, you had a stream, and I joined it at whatever point it was where you got hit and you went into fuel override, I think.
Yeah, fuel flow override.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Never had to use it.
Yep.
So it's like, I want to learn these things. And I don't want to get, mixed up with, starting to learn multiple different aircraft at the same time and, kind of lose focus and, lose muscle memory because I'm slowly, I can start up the jet quick. I know how to get my targets selected. I know how to drop my bombs and stuff like that. But it's those other little things where like you were just you were just telling them that don't go over there because you're gonna take that flak damage by yourself. It's a little tough. Well, I did go over there by myself, and yeah, I was doing some good damage, but there's way too much for just one hog.
Yeah,
to
you'll run out
take
of
care of.
yeah, you'll run out of munitions before you kill enough to be able to go in there with your gun, basically.
Yep. And what happened? They hit me in my engine, and it flared out. And I'm like, oh, okay. Have to wobble my ass back home, you know.
Yep.
But
And that's another thing too. Like when I started playing this game, I was terrible and I got hit all the time. So I made it a focus to, we call them emergency procedures, like if your engine's on fire and everything like that. So it's very similar to what we used on the ground when I would do engine runs on planes to what the pilots use. So I just implemented that. And now as soon as I get hit or I lose something, there's like a list of things I go through to make sure that, you know, I make the plane flyable before I start freaking out and doing anything else. So your first step is get out of there, figure out what's broken. And then you go from there. And if it's still flyable, you only have 1 or 2 systems down, you might be able to do this or that, sure, go ahead. But your first step is always get out of there and evaluate how bad it is. And if it's too bad, you fly home. And then you go through emergency procedures with, you know, engine on fire, this or that. But if, like I said, if the engine's only halfway gone, you can fuel flow override that thing and it'll get you home without shutting it down completely.
Mine was done. It like both throttles were fully up, and that RPM was just at 0. I was like, yeah, it's done. So I had to trim it out, and it took forever to get back home, but it made it, you know. But
yeah, normally the fuel flow override thing only works if the engine is still kind of running but like half dead. It'll just dump fuel to it, make it run, and you know, make it get home. If your engine's completely dead, it's a very low percentage chance that it's going to restart.
Oh, it was on fire.
Yeah, very low percentage chance.
I was on fire, and I had to pull the bar and turn on the extinguish. So,
yeah, pop those bottles.
Altitude.
Yeah. But it was fun yesterday. Like I said, we flew. It was me, Wood, Borv, Wings.
Me.
Yes.
Man.
And that was the main reason. Like, I wanted him to get in so that he could like fly with us, and I'm in the A10, he's in the A10, he wants to learn. I'm like, hell yeah, man. I was like, let's do it, let's do some runs.
See, it's always fun
Dragon
when you get those big groups like that. That's what makes it fun, you know, because
yeah.
then you got so much stuff going on, and you know, a majority of everyone is in the same airframes, if not groups of the same airframe. So
we had 2 A10s, we had a FA-18, 2 F-16s, and I want to say there was an Apache.
nice. Jeez.
Yeah, we were just doing funny shit.
Just doing hood rat shit. That's what makes it
dude,
fun.
I took off, and they let me know after. I'm like, yeah, man, my autopilot ain't working. They were like, yeah, well, you know, I don't know if you knew this, but when you took off, your canopy was still open. I'm like, well, yeah, well, I didn't know that.
Not even paying attention. Yeah. That's hilarious.
See no more targets up on that.
Tried to do this yesterday. DB 12. There we go. 6, 8,
Oh,
7.
and you also have to remember to select your own load.
What's that? You broke up.
Sorry, yeah, I saw the microphone kind of just started real quick. He was selecting the pre-selected loadouts, and he had the 2 different types of mavs selected.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it. Berwick's such a guy, dude. Just a
Brady?
regular. Oh yeah. Just a regular old feller. Can't even put it into words.
Yeah, Berwick's pretty cool. I joined this stream earlier. Watched him. He was flying the F-16.
Hello, sir. He loves that F-16. I'll give him that.
I didn't even
Warning,
notice it until my
autopilot.
cousin kind of pointed it out. He has custom, I guess, skins on the inside of his jet where it says
Warning,
his
autopilot.
username all in it, like right on the
Yep.
dash and on the side panels.
So-
that was cool as hell.
Yeah, I mean it's the same as any skin. It's just you just add in the whatevers and you can. That's how. What's the word for it? That's how much you can edit this game. I mean, and still have it show or whatever. The Berwick doesn't use. The Berwick's top 3 F-16 guys. Just top of the world.
Oh, Chuck.
Berwick's a real peach.
Bottom 3.
Hey, I'm trying to give you credit.
He said bottom 3.
That's okay. In my heart, you're top 3.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
A little man crush. Not a little bit. Damn.
Bunch of savages. 13 miles. Bunch of savages. It's hilarious though. It's a good community. If they're not giving you shit, they don't love you.
Oh, absolutely. I
His
love it. I
DPS
love-
is borked. That's funny.
Hey,
Alright.
listen, mine was the other day.
Yeah, yours. Which mine was earlier today, but now it works fine. I don't know, dude. This game is.
So
I'm a lot of Mavericks.
they did an update on Steam, right? So yesterday it just updated whatever, and as soon as I started flying, I realized immediately something had changed, and other people in the stream noticed it also. The sound effects in the game are much more prominent, and they sound amazing.
Huh.
Something changed, and they were saying, dude, those rockets sound awesome. And I'm like, and even the gun on the A10, it sounds loud, and I'm like,
I
this sounds
wonder-
amazing.
Well, there was an update today. I wonder if that had anything to do with that. I'm sure it
I
did.
don't know.
Obviously.
I don't know. Like
Warning,
I said,
autopilot.
I reset the PC. I did the full scan of the game
Guns on there?
when I was having that issue. Yeah, man. I don't know. Take a couple of shots.
Sounds about
They
the same
sounded loud.
for
The
me.
rockets sounded louder, and the guns definitely sounded louder.
Hmm.
Like even when you do like a third-person view, and you're
Ooh.
outside the jet. Yeah, it was awesome. So I don't know if it was a setting that
Well,
it
Upchuck,
changed on mine.
Upchuck brought up a good point. It may have turned off the sounds in helmet setting, maybe. I know that like dampens a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I tried VR
Check.
on my computer and I had a seizure.
Check,
Dude,
check.
I cannot do
Check.
VR. I will throw up.
Check. Yeah, it's fun to fly. Like I said, it's fun to fly. Just flying around. But if I'm going after an objective or like actually have some sort of mission, then I can't do it. Like it just drives me nuts.
I just get motion sickness, and I guess flying doesn't get me sick at all, like legit flying. But I guess not feeling the actual. I guess maybe if I had the motors in my seat to actually tilt it, maybe I'd feel a little better because then my body would feel what my eyes are seeing.
Yeah, I think it's the whole movement aspect, and it's, I don't know. I never really gave it a lot of, like I said, I'll fly around with it on my head. That's about it, though. I never really delved too far into it.
I tried because it when I first started, man, let me see. Buzz was the one that was like, "Oh, do you have a VR headset?" And I'm like, "I actually do." And he was like, "Oh, it's easy. Just connect this wire, and Steam has a program built for it, and then that's it." And then it looked amazing. It looks real, but you lose a lot of
Yeah.
fidelity and clarity and stuff like that. And I was
I
just
just-
or whatever.
I like
I
seeing.
tried it.
I like seeing the buttons. I like seeing them at these. You know, and
Yes.
that's why I bought such a big monitor, was to give me that little bit better feel for, you know, just the accuracy of everything.
I mean, but now they have that mixed mixed reality where, you know, you could still see your physical buttons, and anything above that is from, you know, VR. But again, it's, I don't know. I still love the clarity of the game on my 1440, and the speed, and just the image quality.
Yeah.
And like you said, the buttons. I love my setup. I've had countless people, you know, compliment me on the setup yesterday. I love it, and I'm proud of it. And I wanna
See, I want to see it.
feel like I'm, yeah.
Pay
hell
all
yeah,
that
man.
money for it. I want to see it.
Hell yeah.
I want to see it. Let's see.
My freaking mic is starting to flare up.
Ah. Bomblets are out.
How come I can't drop bombs?
What you trying to drop?
GBU-12s.
So for those, did you turn auto lays on? You got your laser time set? All that stuff?
No.
I doubt that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm not even lying. Salty taught me how to use those, and if
I
that
gotta go
wasn't
into
the
that
case-
page
Yep.
and learn it.
It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but fucking. See, I'm having trouble with mine right now. I'm trying to change the laser code on it, and
Do I have to
And you got
laze
it.
the target?
Yes,
so it'll automatically laze for you.
Mm-hmm.
but you have to pre-laze the actual target on your TGP
Well, you have
so
to
that it knows where it's aiming.
point
Right.
mark a target, and then once you point mark a target, then once you drop that GBU, it will automatically laze, basically. Damn it. So basically what you're doing is you're doing the same thing as you would for like a Maverick. You're making a point target for that bomb to drop, but that TGP is only serving as a laser for you. So whatever you want to hit,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as that GBU drops, within 5 seconds it'll start lasing, and it'll guide its way to the target. Yeah, like Terminator said, you got to have that profile set up, basically, which I'm trying to change my laser code right now, and it's being a boo-boo head.
Yeah, I gotta watch what you're doing because you had that issue the last time me and you were flying. and
Yeah, well, I'm trying to
figured
change.
it out.
I figured it out, but now it's not working. So like right now, my laser code's 1687. Laser code for this bomb, 1687. There's nowhere to save it. So if I return, inventory select, store detected. You have to load. It's loaded. Is there a load button? GBU 12 6 8 7. I think. Oh, load. Duh. He was right. There's a load button right there in the front of my face. Being a silly head. Now you can go profile or select it. Go to profile. Now the laser code has changed. And obviously you gotta go through this whole thing again. Auto lays. 1.5. Lays time. Save. Now we're ready. Silly Billy. Ooh. Where they at? Way back there. Cool. Alright. I want you, Marsh. That one.
Okay, so I went in the profile and changed the mode to CCRP.
Yep.
So now I
And
should
once you
be
do-
able to drop it with
So-
that, right?
So once you go to profile and you change it to CCRP, go to the left side, click change setting. At the bottom left, it says change set.
Got it.
Once you're in there, at top right, you see auto LS, that's auto lays. Make sure you click that and
On.
it says on. And then below your HUD, you're gonna type in 1.5 and then you're gonna click it on LS time on the left side. Once you
Got
do
it.
that, click save at the top.
Okay.
Pull up, pull up.
You about to drop some bomb.
No, that's what I've been wanting to do all along. These
So-
Mavericks are fancy and everything, but a 500-pound bomb does some damage.
So once that's set, all you have to do is point mark a target, just like you did with a Maverick, and fly directly over the top of it, and that bomb will auto lays to that target. You just fly directly over the top of it and keep that TGP, just leave it on that target the whole time, and you should
Well,
hit Vader.
did you mention that he has to hit the pinky switch to enable the laser?
So you don't have to. That's what the auto lays is for. Yeah, it starts, so it won't start lasing until about 5 seconds after it leaves that rail. So you just drop it, you pickle it. When you get that pip in the middle on the line, it'll start counting down, and it'll count down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You pickle it, and you wait about 3 to 4 seconds. If you watch your TGP, it will automatically start flashing laser.
Okay. So the only time you really do that is if you're firing off the laser rockets.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, you can turn it on if you want to, but that bomb itself is set to start lasing on its own. So, and as soon as that happens, your TGP will start lasing as well. And, yeah.
But you do have to point track on the target.
You do have to keep a track on that target because that's where the laser is pointing. Same thing as if you were to fly over the target and we had, like, I was lasing for you, I would have to turn my laser on. That's the only time, like, I would turn my laser on, you fly over the target, you drop a 12, and I would laze for you.
And at that point, you need to have the same laser code
That's
as
when
my
those,
bomb.
yep, that's when the same laser code comes into play.
Coming over the target now.
Copy. I see you.
Oh, where's my release point?
If you watch your HUD, you'll see a straight up and down line. You see a
Warning,
little pip
auto
dropping
pilot.
down. Once it gets to the big circle, you drop it.
Hold the button.
Hold the button.
I normally hold it like 2 or 3 seconds prior to the ball actually hitting the circle.
Yeah, you can start holding it early. Looks like you dropped it a little late.
Yeah. I saw the circle coming up at the bottom of the screen and I dropped it.
I forgot to change my laser code on my rockets.
Pull up, pull up.
But yeah, so when you're coming over the top of that target, you're flying straight and level, or straight over the top of it. You're gonna have a line, and you're gonna have your circle for CCRP, and then there's a tiny little circle on the line coming from the top, and it will start dropping down after it hits 20. It'll start at 20 seconds, and after it hits like 15 or 10 or whatever, it'll start dropping down, and then you hold the pickle, and the little circle is in the big circle. Sounds super complicated, but once you like do it a time or two, you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. To see it. All I have
You
is
think
rockets.
500-pound bomb is fun? Wait until you put that 2,000-pound J down.
Oh yeah, it gets a
Bunker
little
bust.
interesting.
Oh, dude, the splash radius on that thing is humongous. I love it.
There's
Warning,
even, like I said,
autopilot.
there's scripts as well that you can load into the game to get a more realistic splash damage. I think it'll take out. You're talking hundreds of feet away from it. It'll still take stuff out.
All right. I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. I'm gonna stay lurking, watching the stream. Gonna
Copy.
go color with the little guy.
All right.
Alrighty.
Enjoy, guys.
Aye, aye. Whee!
The
Rocky.
blue line to you to the target. That's your laser, right?
That's what I'm looking at with my TGP, basically.
Mm.
Pull up, pull up.
That's just where my SPI is.
Altitude,
That's all that is.
altitude.
It's not my laser, it's
Okay.
my SPI. That's just for like if we're both over like a target zone and we're shooting at stuff. That way you can see, you know, which ones I'm looking at. That way you can target other stuff.
Now you said for the rockets, I have to hold the laser down.
So you just hit
that
your
right?
nose wheel steering button, and then your
Mhm.
TGP will start flashing the L at the bottom. Where it says point, it'll start flashing that L. That means your laser is firing. That means that's all you have to do, and you put that point mark on any target on the ground, and
Mhm.
that rocket will go to it. It's just got to be within like 5 miles or less. So. Bink. And we'll roll, of course.
It hit. It hit.
Nice.
It took him out.
Yeah, those rockets are nasty.
I like the rockets. No,
Rocket
missile
up.
launch.
Yeah, so that missile launch is me shooting a rocket, basically.
Oh.
Pull up, pull up.
Oh, Tiger destroyed.
Altitude,
All right.
altitude.
I got an air medal too.
Nice.
I tried to take down a MI helicopter with my aims, but I couldn't get a lock on it.
So, did you hold your forward button on your stick to go to air mode,
Mm-hmm.
and then you basically just wait for tone at that point, and if you
I got the tone, and then it just lost it.
yeah, as soon as you get that tone, I always just fire it and then hope for the best. You can shoot him down with a Maverick. Your TGP has an air-to-air mode, and you can shoot him down with
Oh.
Maverick. You can put the Maverick seeker in your HUD and lock onto him with that. I've shot down a Hind with a Maverick before. It's pretty cool.
Gotta get out of here. Move a little way.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Do. All that up stuff minus the gun. Let's see what we can do here.
How can I tell how many rockets I have left?
So if you click dismiss, and then
Mhm.
whatever station those rockets are on, there's a number to the right just beside the box, and that tells you how many.
131.
So well, you got 131, and then if you keep looking to the right of the box, there should be another number beside it.
No, there isn't. I guess I might have used them all up.
It should have a 0 at least. Hold on.
Not with the rockets or DRU
So if it
16.
just says 131, then you're out of rockets. But if it says, 131 APKWS whatever, there'll be another little number beside it. That's how many you have.
Mhm.
But if it just says 131 in the dismiss, like the little box on whatever pylon
Yep.
they're on, then yeah, you're out.
Okay. Let's look. Pylon 6, which is GBU 10.
That is a laser guided, just like a 12. It's just your big one.
More fun.
Yep. Yep. Same thing. You still have to set that up just like you would a 12. Go into the options, CCRP, lays time, all that stuff.
Gotcha. I think I can do it.
I have faith.
Profile.
Damn.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
It's on.
Oh.
Oh, and I downloaded a mission that was practice for refueling air in midair.
Yep.
Whew.
It's fun, isn't it? Nope.
It's sweaty. It's sweaty is what it is.
It, yeah, 100% is, yeah. Definitely sweaty.
Man. All I wanted to do was just touch the nose with bang with it, so I knew I was getting close to it, but I just couldn't get there. I couldn't tell where my nose was in relation to that stick.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I bought a mesh chair just because I was getting so sweaty during refuels. So it's a real thing. Yeah, I've been flying the that UH-60 a little bit more here and there, and I downloaded a Black Hawk Down mission with it. It's pretty fun. It's kind of like the movie, you know, you just kind of go in and drop off troops, pick troops up, and you're being shot at, and RPGs are flying everywhere, and it's fun. A lot of cool stuff online for that. Woo.
Find somebody else to pick on. Here we go.
Plenty of stuff down there. I'm gonna do one more gun run, and I'm gonna try and see where the tanker is. Speaking of tankers,
About 4,700 pounds of fuel left.
I got 62. Got plenty of fuel. That mustache catching all the fucking. Oh, yeah, perfect. He's coming right around that way. Nice.
Warning, autopilot.
Banzai.
I think I did it.
Pull up,
I saw
pull
the
up.
circle come down in the big circle,
Yep.
and I pressed,
Altitude,
and it
altitude.
released.
Now just wait for your TGP. Keep watching it. You should get that L should start flashing,
Mm-hmm. It's flashing.
and your bomb should be tracking. Looks like it's tracking.
Boom.
Big boom.
Direct hit.
Nice.
Oh, there's nothing but a crater there. That's nice. All right.
You just got to remember to do that every time. Yeah, I'm heading towards the tanker. He just
See what's
flew
up.
by us, so I'm gonna go hit him. Why not? You know, never hurts. A little bit of practice.
Initial position. Been practicing a lot of landings. My
Nice.
landings are better than my takeoffs.
That's good because, I mean, one is definitely harder than the other because one is a controlled crash and one is a just a pull the stick back, keep it on the runway. So
I don't understand why I veer off when I'm taking off, though.
you veer to the right.
Yeah.
So I also veer to the right a little bit, and that's almost any aircraft, I think minus like an F-16 but anything with 2 engines a lot of times, or a rotor aircraft, that torque, it may not be a lot, but there's just enough there to kind of push you left or right. And it doesn't help the fact that the nose gear is not straight up and down, straight in the middle of the plane. It's offset to the left or the right, one of the directions. It's offset to one side or the other of the nose. So technically, your nose is kind of on a lean a little bit. It's not perfectly straight up and down like it should be. So, I mean, I've always had that problem. You know, it's just normal stuff. Just like in a helicopter, when you take off, you have to hold left pedal as you're going up because the torque from the rotor will twist the helicopter around, basically. But you're always going to get that little bit, and the best way to defeat that is once you hit 80 knots, turn nose wheel steering off, so you're not fighting that wheel. And then
Warning, autopilot.
once you turn nose wheel steering off, then you're using just rudder and basically airspeed across the rudders. So it steers a little bit better, and you have a little bit more play in the pedal, so it's not as fidgety, I guess you could say. But yeah,
it's right around between 80 and 100 knots that I start to go off.
Yeah, and that's when you want to turn that nose wheel steering off and use your rudders, and it will help you out a little bit.
Okay.
It won't be as touchy. Just like when you land, you don't turn the nose wheel steering on until you come to almost a complete stop.
Yep.
Basically, same thing taking off.
And at what point do you rotate up? At 130 knots or 140?
I start rotating about 120. I start
120.
pulling back on the stick about 120. You know, nice gentle pull, and that nose will start to come up, and I hold the nose, and the plane will pick itself up off the ground. You don't have to force it off of the ground, because then you start running into like maybe a stall condition, something like that. So your best bet is to just let it pick itself up off the ground, because you get that nose up, and you just kind of let it drift up. See, the differential braking could also work too. So if you have pedals with the left and right brake, then I do that with the 16. I don't even use the rudders at all on takeoff. I will touch left and right to steer me left and right. The thing with the 10 is it's so friggin' slow. If you tap those brakes, you kind of lose a little speed, but you can still steer just by touching the brake pedals left and right. So, Jesus, he's fucking forever away from me. 279. I think we're gonna catch this guy. Where's this guy going? Just go with Shell 791 taking off right here. Took me 10 years to catch this other tanker. I think. Yeah, and that's, like I said, there's 3 ways to do it. There's turning the nose wheel steering off using those rudders, doing it with the nose wheel steering, or turning the nose wheel steering off and using those brakes. And I mean, to each their own, all of them work. It's just whatever works best for you.
Right.
Shit. He's screwing around.
Is he turning on you?
Well,
Hate when they do that.
he took off. I went after another tanker because that one, it would take me 10 years to catch him. This one took off and made like a sharp right turn, which is his waypoint, but like I was following down the runway and then he turned and now he's flying directly at me. So like I just started slow, just kind of trying to meet him here. watching him in the TAD. Trying to get a good join up with him. Yeah. Here he is. Get a good join up. Maybe take some fuel, maybe die. Who knows? I don't know. Go ahead and lock those throttles in together. I know that. Appreciate everybody tuning in who is in, by the way. Hey, Sergeant Nasties. Panic said you need to be initiated. We got to make you hook up to the tanker.
Ugh.
He said he tried it the other night and it made him all sweaty. The tanker is Panic's worst nightmare, but it was also mine and kind of still is a little bit. It really is. It's everyone's worst nightmare, but at the same time, once you get to the point of being comfortable with it, just even getting close enough and making connection with it, it's some of that fear kind of goes out of the window, and it kind of becomes like second nature for the most part. I think he's going up to 12,000. It does become easier. It takes the discipline to actually make yourself hit the tanker. And like I said, I was hitting it. I spent 2 days tanking between the 16 and 10 just so I could get comfortable doing it, and I still try and do it at least once a night. And it doesn't always pan out that way, but I do try to do that. He says the professional that spent 16 hours tanking. No, I wouldn't say that many. Probably like legitimately, I don't know, 6-7 hours tanking just consistently, like connecting and then disconnecting and then like, you know, just flying in formation with them, burning fuel, reconnecting, taking off from other, like, you know, respawning, getting back into a loop with them, stuff like that. So it just all about practice, just like everything else in this stinky game. All about practice. All right, what's he doing? See him back there, but he's going uber slow. Come on, baby. 240. Oh, well, that's why. He's doing like 180, 190. This is going to be really difficult. I got to turn his speed up. Jeez. Turn this radio back on. Think. And he's going to be Shell 791. Tinker, Shell.
Shell 791, Ford 444. Request rejoin. Ford 444, Shell 791. Proceed to pre-contact at 12,000 at 200.
I could almost do a frickin' loop around. Appreciate it there, Terminator. Have a good one, brother. Thanks for swinging in.
Oh, and the message in the MFD, I can send messages to you or something? Is that?
Yeah, you can. So we can, oh man, and the follow. Thanks, brother. Yeah, we can send messages back and forth. So like, if I have this thing on the TAD, I can send the message to you. I don't know if that one's sent, but like anything in the TAD or anything like that, if I have a target on the ground, I can send it to you. Stuff like that. I'm not 100% proficient on that. I'm kind of never really delved into it, but I know you can do it. All right, we're gonna do a loop on this guy. He's taking way too long. Yes, it is very possible. So let's say like I could send you coordinates, or when you receive coordinates from a JTAC, it's going to come in message form like that. They're going to send them to your CDU, and then you will receive them. You will open the message, and it will have everything you need in there. So it's actually quite efficient when it comes to that kind of stuff.
When I rearm, do they put the wheel chocks back on?
Not if you're just rearming. I don't think so. If you spawn another plane, they will.
Okay, I'm rearmed.
So make sure you reload your dismiss and all that stuff.
That's right. What a dummy. Alright.
You should still be timed in and all that kind of stuff. So mainly your dismiss. Here I come, Mr. Tinka. Tatanka Kiobolo. Oh, now he's super far away. Okay. But it's better than where we were, just coasting in the air, waiting for him to catch us, so. Should catch him pretty quick. He's moving relatively slow. Got him in his sights. Alright.
Are there any more airfield targets, or should I go for something else like the boats?
Let's see. Looks like there are, I mean, there's still statics. Yeah, there's still some Tigers down there, static airplanes. The static airplanes don't pop up with tags under them, but if you can see them in your TGP, then you can blow them up.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can.
Yeah. Oh. Maya, the raid. Just raid city this evening. See, Panic, you're not here to take all the raids. Someone's got to take them. Two raids. Yeah, I know, dude. I feel privileged. You guys are sweethearts. Alright, door's coming open here. Appreciate the love, people. I'm just doing this stuff for fun, so. It's going. I'm about to see if I can't knock this tanker out of the sky, though. It is going. Blowing some stuff up, you know. We just hit that airfield down there. If you can't tell. I'm just gonna hit the tanker. I'm gonna try to anyway. Doop, doop, doop. Trim this thing out. Trim it. Trim it back the other way. And we push it.
Ready, recontact. Cleared contact.
We are clear. Come on. Nice and easy. Just gently. Too fast.
Hey,
Okay.
great advice. That was my best takeoff.
Nice. See, it's just the little things that, you know, a lot of people don't know or whatever, you know?
That was great.
Don't be scared of the aerial refuel in there. Maya. Can't be scared of it. You gotta force yourself to do it. Nice and easy. Haha.
You're taking fuel.
Didn't even bang it off the nose. And we just hold it. We ride the bull. Nice and easy here. Nice and easy. Just pure focus. There we go. Just hold on to it. Don't freak out. No big ups and downs. Play with that throttle. You can probably barely see my hand moving on throttle, but it is moving up and down. That's how little bit of a movement there is. It's very, 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 very small. Just watching the base of that boom, watching those colors. That's all I look at. Keeping that boom right the same spot in that glare shield the entire time. In that center windshield. As much as I possibly can. Nice and easy. Spool up, spool down. Buffing that stick. Back into it. Easy. Little bit much. Still on it here.
How do I recenter the TGP again?
Bore sight, top right. Of your right MFD.
Uh-huh. Ah, yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Come on, baby. You guys might just witness my first full A10 load without breaking off from the tanker once. I always break off once or twice and have to re-engage, but this might be the first time. 6,000-ish pounds.
Transfer complete.
Whew.
Disconnect.
That was harrowing. See? Not that hard. It just requires a lot of focus. Perfect, right in an airfield. Does make you a little sweaty still though. Whether you're good at it or you're bad at it, you still get sweaty.
Pull up, pull up.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Nice. Having troubles?
I'm just trying to get a lock. Trying to. There it is. There's the zoom. Come on.
A little off the center here.
Altitude, altitude.
And we're gonna rudder over. Nice and easy.
Looking for targets.
The best way to kind of do that is, instead of trying to do it all on your approach in, you can always get up in the air really high, get into an orbit or an altitude hold, and then start searching for targets. Gives you
What
time. Gives you time to find them.
what height?
10, 15,000. Because that's so normally what I do is, like, I know I'm going to airfield targets. I'll set a path hold all the way there. I'll get up to like between 8 and 15,000 feet, and then if I can't find something on the way in, I'll just kind of go into a bank, like semi close to it, and not too steep of a bank so my TGP can still see, but kind of get it in a best like altitude hold to where I can look for stuff and give myself time, because you don't want to rush anything. If you rush it, you're either going to run into the ground or you're going to get it a lock and you're almost going to do it, and then you'll end up being too close and have to fly back out and come back in anyway. So funk. Ground crew. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna drop some 105s. Wood Mavericks. GB12. Could do a GB10 on a building or something here. GB10. Let's do some CC IP stuff. What am I looking for here? CBU 97. CBU 97. Keep some rockets on there. If you get rid of both of these, do those. Change it to Black Shark. Gun ammo 100. I've already got full fuel load.
Request rearming.
And there we go.
Copy.
Two variants. Yeah, Berg, if you're still in here, I have not forgotten about you. Your stuff is ready to go. I just haven't had time to send it. We've been between work, and by the time I hit traffic and everything else, I have trouble trying to get home and send it out. But I'm going to get your package in the mail and thoroughly enjoy it.
Rearming complete.
Whenever it decides to get there. So calm, hold that button down, go to load, and then load all.
He's shaking for something. I don't see anything there. That's a bunker.
Yeah, a Maverick will lock on to trucks, explode, as long as it's a structure of some kind. Like, it can't be like the bare ground, it has to be something. He'll even lock onto a tree, as long as it's some sort of structure in a way.
The radar site, SAM site.
I guess we got one and one there. Okay.
It's locked onto a tree, I think. I don't know what it's locked onto.
Yeah, very well could be. Honestly, like I said, it's kind of does its own thing when it wants to. Control 1687 still. Stand by. Let's go to stat here. Okay, that's set. We should be able to go to profile again. Okay, that one's good. those are going to be, oh, I got to change my rockets. So inventory, rockets, rocket, 6, 8, 7. These are code. Load. We're good. Oof, I'm heavy.
Finding anything.
It's out there. A lot of the trucks are destroyed, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference in the not and destroyed.
Yeah.
So if you switch the camera on your TGP, sometimes like a live stuff will be white hot or black hot versus no elevation. It's weird.
I see your dead targets and craters.
They're out there. Come now on path hold to your direction. Huh. Tab page has no elevation. Was it you that was asking about the birds that one time? Like, do you actually hit birds in the game?
No, but you did bring it up.
Oh.
You said it does happen.
It does. I have the birds turned up in this server to what they would be for the area normally. So yes, a bird strike is a real thing that can actually happen, 100%. Yeet.
I'm gonna go for a building.
Copy that. Might do the same. The GB10. Set it on one of these big buildings. Mavericks will shoot buildings as well. So, actually, I want to hit this airplane with it.
There we go. It's definitely a rock.
10 miles.
There we go.
I don't know if it hit anything. So, I think a lot of the issue maybe that you're having is that you're too close for a lot of this stuff. And again, you have to be within 8 miles to shoot the Maverick, but if you go out and get some altitude, like I said, and just search and search and search, and don't worry about flying the plane, it's in an altitude hold in an orbit, and just find something. And once you find it, that's when you turn and burn in on it. Instead of trying to find it, like I said, on your way in, where you have limited time to find something, you can go up to orbit and just chill, you know, and kind of wait it out.
That's how I got these targets. Just taking my time up high. But yeah, I have trouble finding these targets sometimes.
And again, make sure you switch the camera mode on your TGP so you can see better. So you go white hot, black hot, or the CCD or whatever. Some of them just show up better than others. Like the closer you get, I think CCD is better. The further away, the white hot's better. One of the two, I can't remember. And it's gonna be a big pickle for me.
Pull up, pull up.
Big bomb. It's lazy. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah. Whew. That thing's huge.
That's it, yeah.
Let's do this.
Blew over top of it.
Pull up, pull up.
I feel like I'm fighting with this thing now.
Yeah, and it does become a battle to where it's you feel like you're fighting it to find a target, but you're also fighting to fly the plane and everything else. Like I said, and it can become annoying. Put it that way. Definitely.
Pull up, pull up.
There we go. There's one big plane still sitting out there.
Yeah, there should be. And the little pads have a bunch of little planes on them as well, so. Like I said, there's no red flag for them, but you should be able to see them in your TDP pretty well.
The map is not locked. There we go. It's about time. Finally locked onto that big plane. Alright, see if I can put some hold in that runway.
Copy that. Six by rifle out.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Copy. Oh wait, I got thingies here. Always forget about my rockets.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
TGP moved. A pain in the butt. I was shooting laser guided rockets and my TGP moved.
Who made this plane? Is it Fairchild Republic or something like that?
That is the maker of it, yep. Fairchild Republic is the ones who made it.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
I pulled up the last second. I don't know what you're talking about. No idea. No clipping trees here, my dude. Shoot, seat down.
Overcut.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Okay, I
Pull
see.
up,
I have
pull
7
up.
rockets.
Yep, see how you see a number down there now?
Pull up, pull
Yeah.
up.
So you can load them up. You can get like 21 rockets per pylon if you load up 3 pods of them.
Hmm.
I don't know what they would have changed sound-wise. Panic, that'd be interesting to know. If they did change something to where the gun sounds better, I'd like to know what that setting might be.
The patch notes or something?
Well, that's what he's looking for. I don't have any aim 9s, bro. He's looking for patch notes. What, like Steam updated? Because I had an update too, but my sound is still the same. Can't get the bombers. A, I have no aim 9s, and B, they're at 30,000 feet, and there's no way in Santa Claus Christmas that I'm making it to 30,000 feet. No way.
Pull up, pull up.
Not getting away that easy.
Altitude, altitude.
Oh, where's my circle?
Where?
Straight and level. It's not going to start dropping till you get close. I'd say within 3 miles or less.
The line disappeared. What happened?
Still got a target in your TGP?
Yeah.
You held it up, TMS up long. To exit point market.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's selected, everything's turned on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I did something wrong.
That, or you may have waited a little too long to drop it. If the line
Extra
disappears,
caution.
what's the caution for?
I'm running low on fuel.
Bingo.
Pull up, pull up.
Time to go home.
Altitude, altitude.
Yeah, I would say so. Still a plane right there.
Yeah, there's still one big bomber sitting on the runway.
Yeah, he's on the apron over there. I'm just cleaning up all the stuff on the sides.
Dang, I ran out of fuel. Isn't that something?
Well, when you get to having fun,
I don't-
you really don't pay attention to stuff like that a lot.
I'm wondering
up,
if he didn't
pull up.
refuel me all the way.
Well, if you set it up when you went to rearm,
Altitude, altitude.
Mhm.
Pull up,
if you
pull up.
didn't move that slider to 100% fuel when you did that, then you didn't get any fuel at all. Because they always give you fuel
Dang.
first, and then they put the weapons on. So it'll say refueling, blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and then refueling complete, and then rearming.
Dang.
So you
Yeah.
you got to make sure you look at your gun ammo and your fuel every time you rearm, because they're not going to do that automatically. I think Panic's done that a time or two himself.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Panic's biggest things are turning his Mavericks on before he leaves the ground, and when he rearms, setting fuel and gun ammo. Other than that, he's doing fine. Everybody's got their things. My thing is I leave my gear down. I just take off and start flying somewhere with the gear down. Done that plenty more than I like to admit.
Pull up, pull up.
I am Winchester.
Altitude, altitude.
£700.
I got plenty. Plenty of fuel. This thing will fly forever. These engines at max are only burning 3,000 pounds per hour per engine, so it's 6,000 pounds an hour, so you're fine. You're fully empty here. Doop. Oh, posture check here. Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna land and I'm gonna have to get off.
Copy that.
It's been a good day though.
Hey, you learn something new every day that you're just gonna forget tomorrow and have to learn all over again. There's nothing wrong with that.
I got tomorrow to practice again.
True. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. It's our drill weekend, so I have to work the weekend, but I'm gonna try and stream, even if it's just for a little while. So for like the guard, we have to, or full time, we go every day, but once a month we have to go in on the weekend and mess with the full-time guard guys that come in once a month. So we gotta do all that, and hopefully it won't be too bad. I hop in a helicopter and go do my little simulated pilot rescue mission.
£500. Okay.
Plenty of fuel. There you go. Yeah, and like Panic just said, he'll be on this weekend too. So, and I gave him, you know, my mission server for him to play with. So you'll have plenty of shit to shoot. That's for sure.
Yeah, so do you have to shut down the server when you're done?
So when I get off, I could leave. I could just go into like the select role, leave my computer on, and the server will stay up. But if I leave the server, then yeah, it shuts it down. I don't have a dedicated like computer to run the server 24/7. But like I said, if I'm in here, normally I'll end it or whatever. But if there's a lot of people in here and they're still flying it and doing stuff, what I'll do is I'll just go to like select role or something, or briefing, and just kind of leave my computer on and let people fly in it. Flaps full down. Full idle.
Why are my flaps going down?
What's your speed?
213.
Won't come down until about 180. Keeps you from overspeeding them.
Yeah, I'm a little too fast.
There go my flaps. I'm right behind you.
I made it.
Nice.
With 300 gallons, 300 pounds.
Not too shabby.
Oh, don't roll over. Oh, nice.
Did you flip
Nobody
it?
saw that, right? Almost.
No, I'm too far away to see it. It's funny. It happens.
Watch you come in.
Altitude, altitude.
Coming in hot. There's the bubble. Get down. Get down. Thank you. Whew. I had a bubble right there.
Mm-hmm.
Threw me up in the air. I was going a little slow, but
All right, sir.
yes, sir. Thanks for
I'm gonna get off.
coming in here.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Cool. Like I said, I'll probably
I'll
be
be
on
practicing tomorrow.
tomorrow evening, and then, like I said, I'm gonna hop into a little helicopter real quick and just get a tad bit more seat time in that. Throw some weapons on there, make it interesting.
Whew. Gotta stretch. All right, have a good evening.
Yeah, man, you too. Alright, well, I just did this, see if I can remember it. Here. Okay. Throw that on there. Throw this on, all of those on, that on. I'll put that in gears. Waypoint. Go ahead and turn this. Yeah, we don't need that on right now. All my pylons are on. Oops. Forward armed. Display. Dispense continuous. Put that on. Alright, now we can start it. So, that's the easy part. We're going to put that one and that one. What just happened? I don't know what that sound was. That one and that one, and then that button, hold that button. Let that get up and running. Lights are on. Alright, we're gonna advance throttles. Way over there in that spot, so we need to go to here. It is a down pilot, so we're gonna take off and go to the right. I could just put a heading in here. I would do that. I would just do this. 82-ish degrees. So come on. Doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, well, it's directly behind me, so yeah. And we'll put our heading little token down there. Do 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 do. Sure, everything's armed. Alright, good. Let's get off the ground here. Tricky part. You can set your park and brake if you want to make it a little easier. Brakes. No. And. Oh, we don't need them. So, holding brakes, going up. Get off the ground. Thank you. Oof. A little spicy. Helicopters are funny. Alright, we got test fire guns here. Guns are working, and rockets. Rockets working. See out there, smoke where our down pilot is. Obviously get there as fast as we can. So, set some trim here. And roll. Radar pings my front left. It's kind of weird. They are normally on the left, but in the UH-60, this is so you have a pilot seat and you have an instructor pilot seat, from what I understand. And I guess the main pilot sits on, like, you could be either seat. It doesn't matter. There's same controls on both sides. This is how it loads you in, is like spot 1, and then that seat over there is spot 2. So I mean, you could really do either one, honestly. Whichever one you want. Don't worry, brother, we're coming. Nice and slow. This thing only does like, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, probably 120, 130 knots consistently. Anything 150 and you're pushing it. And it does have a climb ladder and all that stuff in your HUD. If I turn that on, now I can see like a HEMIX. But it interferes with the gun camera, so that's usually why I didn't have that on. Whoa, I'm all yellow. Almost there. This thing's relatively easy to fly though. Once you kind of sit, I don't know, it took me like an hour to get the, well, A, the helicopter basics down, and B, like, just general stuff. I mean, it's the same as a plane for the most part. The 60 is anyway. Like if I turn to the left, it goes left. If I turn to the right, it comes back right. You can use the rudder, but all that it really is torque control for like takeoffs and landings. So, you know, you could turn with a rudder. Like if I were to hit it here, it does help with turning, but you don't have to. I would say it takes a lot more driving on the pilot's part, actually working the aircraft and watching your torque down here. So, say bye. There we go. So like watching your torque specs down here, the torque percentage, that's basically your lift. And you know, the less you have, the more you drop out of the sky, the more you give it, the more you're gonna get, and the faster you push forward, the more you're gonna go forward. So it does take a little bit of pedaling with so your stick, and that's called your cyclic, and your pedals, you're working all three of them at the same time, basically. It does take a little bit of practice to work all three of those at the same time. Here we come. See some fire. Obviously down pilot out there. A little bit of a flight, but he almost made it back. Start letting out of that collective. I'm gonna bleed some speed here. Probably gonna do a flyover actually, make sure the area is safe, and then we'll go drop in, pick them up. Simulated, obviously. Mustache. No. Obviously he doesn't get in the helicopter, but I'll figure that out one day. I think I'm going to end up adding some troops in the tree line, kind of sweep as you come in. Now they're trying to get to our bully. Let off that cyclic, pull back, leave that speed. Checking the area, kind of looking around. Nope. Have any. Easy. This is not good. Still trying to stick to landings. A little bit of a pain in the ass. Like I said, you're basically fighting this thing. Alright, anyway. It's like a down A10. Little pilot guy out there. Now we can't pick him up, like I said, but maybe one day. If you want to do it right, you could, you know, open the doors and whatnot. Alright, got him. Brakes are on. Collective coming up. Smooth pickup. That was nice. I feel like I don't have any aft stick. What's going on? Back to the airport. Unsuspected car bombing. A little bit faster than they are. Oh, jeez. Gosh, I can't do anything. The bullets are still bouncing around out there. I get him? Can't tell. Neat stuff. Airport's out here somewhere. There it is. Don't mind me. Alright, let's get there. It's cool because the tracers will bounce around, but then you'll see them hit like further on in the map. Like it's kind of wild how they do everything. We are cruising now. Must be zombies out there or something, I don't know. See the airfield? cool thing about this is you can land it and then taxi it with the tail wheel. It's kind of cool, honestly. Just like an airplane. So if I were to approach the runway just like an airplane, works the same. Approach the runway the same as I would an airplane. Momentum on it here. We're down. And steer. Just push forward on the stick and you'll taxi forward. Obviously, we'll go back the other way here. Hold that stick. There you go. Take off, or just push forward, add some collective, and off we go. Uh-oh. See? They're finicky, man. Ah! Lost our rotors. Anyway, it's time for me to hop off and go to Betty Bye. Damn. Came down a little bit on the right side. I knew that when you land, you have to have that collective to the right, or to the left, compensate, and I didn't do it. So, anyway. Thank you guys for tuning in, whoever tuned in. Try and get back on tomorrow. We'll see. Like I said, I have to work this weekend, so we'll see how well it goes. Doing same content. Appreciate you.